And let's open it up by talking about somebody who's pretty hot on the scene right now, Mr. Taika Waititi. Right there, look at him, so cool. You're like, yeah, what do you want?
You boys will be involved in such activities as war games, ambush techniques, and blowing stuff up.
I don't think I can do this.
Was? Shirts, mugs.
Nah, you know, those are, I mean, oh shit, while we're here, why not? Yeah. Not much of a segue. Martin said, man, get this shit over. We ain't got all night. You'll be bullshitting, Martin.
You'll be bullshitting around for 30 minutes while you waiting for a segue
While I'm waiting for a segue, while I'm formulating a segue, Martin. I was like, them segues. Shirts, get them. Mugs, buy them. Phone covers. Ask for them. Yeah, order them. Oh, starting with that classic black tee with the white logo. I ain't got time for this bullshit. Got 4 movies tonight. You better sell these shirts. You better slang these shirts. Man. So go over there and get those. And thank you for your support. Well, you know, I like the way he thinks. You know, while he is getting these Marvel checks. He sat back, and I think he's he's sitting back, kind of still delivering on a dream that he probably had, a vision that he probably had at one time. You know, I look at this man, and I can tell you, he probably sat back at one time and he said, you know, I want to make the world's first truly lighthearted Holocaust movie. You know, now there's been some lighthearted stuff about Nazis and Hitler. You know, Hitler ain't off limits from laughs. No. Anything, you know, from mockery and ridicule. It's happened before. It's happened. You know, it's happened. And you know, we've had the cartoons out there. There you go. You remember when Donald Duck was a Nazi? Looney Tunes was on it, man.
Yep.
Had cartoon Hitler up in there. Also, we had one of our biggest comedy icons. I mean, I'm talking about from way back in the day, Mr. Charlie Chaplin, the little tramp. I was also in a movie called The Great Dictator.
Yep. Let's
not forget that Mel Brooks, who was Jewish, said, you know something? Even I can have a sense of humor about the Holocaust.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany.
Well, a lot of people were mad about that back in the day. He said, lighten up. He said, you know, if I, a Jew, can laugh about this and the rest of y'all can't, shut the f*** up. But you know, all that stuff, you know, it was mostly for the laughs. They didn't really show you anything about the ugly side of the Holocaust. You know, Taika Waititi said, you know,
I'll make you laugh,
yeah,
but
you know, yeah. He says, you know what, I want to show you the horrors of war. I want to show you the horrors of genocide and the Holocaust, but I also want you to walk away with a good laugh too. You know, and so that's where we come in. Who better than to bring you that than the director of Thor Ragnarok than Taika Waititi? Taika. That's where we come to this movie, JoJo Rabbit. Your life is calling.
Right. How can something titled JoJo Rabbit have Hitler in it?
Well, that's what we're going to find out, Martin, man. He managed to make a very lighthearted, fun Holocaust movie while keeping in all the death and destruction of war and the Holocaust. Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for JoJo Rabbit.
Jews can read each other's minds.
But how would you know if you saw one? They could look just like us. Hi.
You know what? A lot of people are kind of nervous about this, which is understandable. They're saying, you know, we still don't know if we can sit back and laugh at the Holocaust this hard. But I look at this and I actually kind of say that I was like, you know, I never thought I would say this, Martin, but I kind of wish Hitler was more funny. Just a little bit. And when I say that, I'm talking about Taika Waititi as Hitler. Which, look, I'm going to say he has his funny moments. And also for a guy that got some Jew blood in him, he don't make a bad Hitler. He got that Hitler nose. You know?
He does not. He doesn't look like Hitler.
He got a little bit of Hitler nose right there, man.
Not even some.
I see it. You know what, man? I got you. You a good Hitler, baby. For having some brown on him.
I mean, it works, but he's not come off as actual Hitler at all.
No, he don't want to come across as actual Hitler. Come on, he's not a pure Aryan blood, Martin. No. But I'm just saying, for a brown Hitler, he's not bad, man. I guess I should explain this a little bit to you. You have Now, this is that I know this don't sound crazy, but some people need to know this. That's not the real Hitler that he's
Yeah,
hanging out
it's
with.
not. He's Hitler as a little boy's imaginary friend.
Yes, and that's and we'll get into that in a little bit with JoJo. He's JoJo's imaginary friend, and some of the stuff that he does here is very childlike, since it's an imaginary character. Except that with Hitler and even some of the Nazi humor here in general. I don't think it always works. There's times when Taika Waititi is very funny as Hitler.
Yeah.
But then there are a lot of times when him as Hitler or the Nazi humor in here. It has a very set up jokey pattern to it. It's like we're going to say one thing and then we're going to immediately right afterwards say or do something that's different from what we just said. Mm-hmm. And you could and for me that's just kind of predictable right there. Some of those things are, they might be worth a chuckle. None of them are really terrible. And it's like, okay, I'm not laughing out loud at this or anything.
Well, most of it is, you're hanging with the Nazis and mostly the Nazi youth. And it's a lot of, look at these terrible things we're doing, but they're so normalized to us.
Yeah.
and that's where the humor comes from.
Well, that's what works for the movie because fortunately, imaginary Hitler and a lot of the Nazi humor that is not the big part of the film.
It's not. It's the beginning, and you think that's all it's going to be, and it's not that.
Yeah, a lot of this works by seeing the world through JoJo's eyes. Mm-hmm. JoJo Rabbit right here, because this is, needless to say, this is a horrible world, but it's the only world that JoJo knows, and we're seeing it through his eyes, and JoJo actually loves this world. A little crazy ass. JoJo, who played wonderfully, I have to say, young actor right here, Roman Griffin Davis.
Yeah, he's incredible.
At first, you think you're gonna hate JoJo because JoJo ain't the most relatable mother.
Well, no, because he adores Hitler and just wants to grow up to be the greatest Nazi and Jew killer of all time.
He is Hitler's biggest fan. The only thing, and he says, when I grow up, I want to kill as many Jews as I can. You should hate this kid. But I ain't gonna lie, JoJo kind of grows on you, man. Because once you see how much JoJo just sucks at everything.
Yeah.
Because JoJo sucks at everything. There's a point he blows himself up with a grenade. And you realize it's like, man, first of all, this is why the Nazis lost. Because half these motherfuckers like JoJo probably. And JoJo wasn't going to make it to 12. Even if the war wasn't going on, JoJo was going to get hit by a bus or something.
Well, it's just that you quickly realize he's just a little innocent boy who's a product of his environment. And he's just naive.
Man, he's borderline mentally challenged. This kid, you look at him.
He ain't got no daddy to guide him.
You're like, yeah, I gotta agree, because all he ain't got no daddy. All he got is fake Hitler,
yeah,
and his mother to raise him, and also real Hitler out there somewhere. This kid is off, man, and when he does in the movie, and it's hilarious too. I know you're not supposed to laugh at a kid getting blown up, but
that's funny.
But that shit's funny.
That's actually one of the biggest laughs in the movie.
That shit is funny, and I like the way the rest of the Nazis are like, yeah, don't do that shit. They ain't even phased. They done seen so many kids probably blow themselves up and die. They just kind of like, yeah, don't do that. You all right, JoJo?
Where'd he go?
Oh, he's there. In there. Up there. But, and at that point, his dreams of rising up in the Hitler Youth are ruined. And then his world is turned even more upside down when him having to stay at home more often learns that his mother is actually hoarding a young Jewish girl. Played here, her name's Elsa, played by Thomasine McKenzie. Now JoJo has to confront his feelings on, wow, Jews are kind of hot. Right. Before their tails and horns have grown in, they're actually kind of sexy as. Now, I'm not saying this for myself. I'm not saying it at all. I'm saying that for JoJo.
For JoJo.
JoJo finds himself reluctantly attracted to this girl.
For a movie that starts out like a Wes Anderson movie, the
Yep.
greatest Wes Anderson movie that he never made, it really becomes a sweet coming of age movie.
But it starts out just like the Nazi youth version or the Hitler youth version of Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah.
It feels just like Moonrise Kingdom, except with a Jew-hating Nazi slant to it. But it starts out funny. It starts out a straight-up comedy, and then as it starts to play along, especially when you get introduced to Elsa right here, it takes on more of a serious tone. Now the movie's never completely serious, but it does handle moments of the movie seriously. And my favorite moments where they did take it a little more seriously, even though it's still kind of light in tone. My favorite moments were
between him and his mom.
His mom Rosie, played by Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Those some really precious moments. That was, yeah. I was just like, man, my heart is just warm just watching the two of them interact with each other. It's a goddamn shame they're in Nazi Germany.
Yeah, because his mother, man. Listen, maybe I don't have enough. I haven't watched enough Scarlett Johansson movies outside of the Avengers to know, but I would say for me, this is probably Scarlett Johansson's best performance to date.
Yeah, I would say so too.
She is a great character. Not only is Scarlett Johansson good, but that is a great character. I mean, not only is she a single mother, but she's also raising a nutcase. I mean, she's almost scared of this boy in a way.
Well, she's so like, man, he's so influenced by all these other kids who want to follow Hitler. I cannot let him know that I have a Jewish girl in our attic.
Yeah,
because he's gonna flip out.
Yeah, he's gonna snitch. Little bitch. He's a little fanatic. He's crazy, and she's even kind of scared of him in a way, where she's scared of what he becomes later on in life. But throughout it all, being a single mother and raising a little crazy ass kid, she still remains very loving and playful, knowing that she has to keep a tone of levity for this kid. And when they do that, those are some of the greatest scenes in the movie, because she keeps that tone even when she's kind of reprimanding him.
Why so happy?
Things are changing. The Allies have taken Italy, France will be next, and soon the war will be over.
God damn it!
He look like, your mama's fine as I'm gonna hit that shit. Yeah, man, there's a lot of really beautiful scenes between him and his mother, and it's all because of Scarlett Johansson, man. Scarlett Johansson is I've never seen her in a performance like this before.
After so many years of Black Widow, you forget, like, oh yeah, she is a real actress, isn't she?
Yeah. I was still expecting her to drop from the roof with guns and shit, wearing an S&M outfit and shit, but nah, man, this is a different Scarlett Johansson that you've seen. You realize that for a lot of the movie, that playful tone that we see where it's considered a comedy is a lot of her trying to keep some balance with her son.
Yeah.
I really love those scenes, man. My other favorite character was Sam Rockwell.
Okay, because I never know how you're gonna feel about him, but this guy, he really did it for me in this movie.
Yeah, because the reason why I love Sam Rockwell in this movie is because, man, he's just tired of this shit.
Yeah,
he ain't no real Nazi.
Real Nazi.
He's just kind of like,
look, this is where I was born.
Yeah, he's just wrong place, wrong time. He said, if I would be doing anything else but this bullshit if I could, and always and really hates this shit so much. He's always getting demoted. I just love the character, man, because he really, I mean, it's a very funny role without him having to actually play it up.
Yeah, he doesn't play it up, and there's so much, like, you find there's so much more dimension to this character than you even know. Even by the time you get to the end, you're like, wow, there's a lot going on with him.
There's a lot with him, and a lot of it is just, it's a great role with him just having to, and it's very funny.
Yeah.
It just has him to it just asks him to just quietly react to all the things around him that really gets the laughs.
Frau Bessler, you're looking fetching as usual.
Oh. Stole the hand grenade.
I didn't tell him to throw that shit. Actually, no, I told him to throw it. He just kind of tossed it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you are going to look after him while I'm at work?
Also, I think maybe he could hand out this new propaganda.
Okay, Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
What?
I love everybody in this. Except her.
Boy, they put her in here just because she looked like a big German chick. That's all.
Yeah.
Because that Australian accent, she could not keep that shit from vomiting up.
I tell you, man, I just remember in that shitty movie, the Brothers Grimm, was Brothers Grimby.
Oh, yeah.
And all she has to do, she's got like one scene where she's got to do a British accent. And a lot of people can't even tell the difference between an Australian accent and a British accent. But you could if you heard her.
If you heard her coming out of her mouth. I mean, she tried to fight it to the point where she was just vomiting that accent, trying to hold it back. Y'all heard that shit. Listen to this shit one more time. Listen to this. She. I mean, I can't even believe they kept that. It's probably all they had. Just keep going. Shit, we ain't got all day.
This new propaganda and delivers these conscriptions.
Propaganda. Come on.
Yeah. It seemed like every time throughout the movie when she popped up, it was always for some kind of gag like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that she
doesn't destroy the movie, but it's just one of those where it's like, everybody else brought their A game, and maybe you don't have one.
And you just couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't do it. Rebel Wilson is good at being Rebel Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's fine. You just be
Yeah.
you, baby. You good.
But she's not in it a whole lot.
But she's not in a whole lot. And Rebel Wilson's funny. She just can't do the accent. That's all. As far as production here, as far as looking like a World War II movie, cheap. It's on the cheap side of things, you know. But that's fine. You know, I mean, it's a cheaper movie, and you can tell that, you know, it
takes place around one location. And
yeah.
It's really at the end of the war. Like Germany's on its ass at this point.
Yeah. But you could tell that they didn't have a whole lot of money to do a big epic World War II movie. Not that they're even trying, but you could tell it is on the cheaper side.
Yeah, hard to believe a studio wouldn't want to invest in a comedy about Hitler.
I know, right? I mean, you know, they talk about taking chances these days.
Yeah.
Y'all full of shit. Y'all so liberal. But when you get to those more intimate scenes, the production is very good, man. Like we said, it's
artful.
It's like the best of a Wes Anderson movie on the production side. It's very for a Holocaust movie. It's very colorful,
Yeah.
cheerful, colorful. You know, upbeat, colorful. You know, I was really amazed at how in some scenes the colors just popped. And there really are some moments in here where those colors, they do pop, man. It's mostly when they're on the countryside and they're wearing their casual outfits. It's overall, man, don't let the comedic tone that this is being pitched as fool you. We're not even telling you how deep they go with some of the darker moments here, or some of the moments where they do deal with the realities of the Holocaust and the war.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's it's as funny and as sweet and touching as this movie is, you never lose that overall sense of menace.
Yeah, it's goofy. It's goofy as hell, man. Don't get us wrong. But when people were talking about, can he handle that balance between doing this lighthearted tone and also dealing with some of the harsher issues of the war and the Holocaust, he manages to do it.
Yeah.
And like we said, a lot of it is done because we're able to see it through the eyes of JoJo. So yeah, this is I would give this for me a low full price.
I would say it's one of the most ambitious movies I've ever seen, and he sticks the landing, he nails it. And I can't even though we mentioned Moonrise Kingdom and some people have said Blazing Saddles, and yet it's really like nothing else, at least I've seen before. It's one of my favorite movies of the year. I give it a very high full price.
All right, there you go. Yay, the Holocaust.
Makes you want to go back.
Yeah. You remember the good old days? Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for watching to the end. I appreciate that. And since you're sticking around, you might as well stay and hit that subscribe button. Also, get notifications. And since you really love us that much, check out our main site, doubletoasted.com. Over there, you'll find the long version of this video, along with the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at our store, dtmerch.com. And remember to always stay toasty.